friends, this is Salsa from the Salsa and Seed podcast, and I am here with the filmmaker extraordinaire, Raleigh Reneau. How are you doing today, sir?
Oh, I'm doing great.
Oh?
So glad we got a good place to do this and ready to roll.
Oh yeah, exactly. You know, on the stage with all our millions of fans over here. It's a wonderful, wonderful setup. I'm glad we got in.
It's the ghost from Haunted.
Exactly. There you go. There you go. Thank you for your time. We really appreciate all the time.
I appreciate you asking.
Always trying to go ahead and showcase that San Diego talent.
Yeah.
That's why you're here, my man.
Yeah, we're growing. We're definitely growing.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
You know, with LA, the film industry kind of spreading out a lot more. What better place to shoot than in San Diego? Originally born in Pomona, but I grew up in the Bay Area in Sunnyvale, Milpitas, which is just a little north of San Jose. I was a music major right out of high school, and then I got married and went back to school to be a physical therapist, trying to be practical. And then after, I was living in Hawaii, and I got a job being a Viking extra on this TV pilot for a TV show called Lost in Atlantis or something like that.
Oh, okay.
No, Escape from Atlantis.
Huh.
Total, didn't make it. But it did, at least the pilot made it to like WB or whatever.
Hey, at least.
So I actually found it, and then oh, there I am.
Hey, that's cool.
But what I noticed on set was everybody was just, I knew some people were getting a lot of money. There was even one guy, another extra, that was telling me you could even be a union extra, and he goes all around the world just to be an extra. And I was just realizing all this money, and so when I got divorced, I was like, rather than go back to music, which is so impractical, I decided to go into film. And I'm just thinking straight camera. I love being behind the camera. But now that I've been here, here at City College, there's been so much more, I've found out more of niches that I fit into. And editing is one of my favorites. And I'm so glad not everybody likes to edit, because I love it. I love sitting in the darkness, that screen, my eyes bugging out.
There you
Drinking
go.
the coffee.
Oh yeah, pulling those late nighters, and I hear you.
Took the editing class here, which is a very intense class. And it was after that I discovered, I can handle all this technology. Because coming into school, I was computer illiterate. I didn't have one. Somebody had to show me how to even set up a Yahoo account, And then the last couple of years after that editing class, boom, things just took off.
Oh, good.
And what was interesting, he didn't know anything. He was teaching on Final Cut. He let me use the cut on my Vegas, and he didn't know anything about it, so I basically had to teach myself. So that even, showed me even more about my perseverance.
That's good. Now, how would you describe your type of filmmaking? What genre do you tend to get?
Well, my first movie wasn't even supposed to be a movie, and so I'd say what I've learned is that it's all about the story. And if you have the story, then you have a movie to be made. So Haunted was supposed to just be an interview. It was just to practice camera moves, that kind of stuff for electronic film production. And I told Bob I was planning to do a haunted house story, and he goes, run with it. And so I did all the camera moves, but I also made this crazy story. And the interview project was supposed to be something simple, like you interview a surfer that's had an interesting story to tell, and then you show surf footage and you cut it back and forth. And, that's all it was supposed to be, and it turned into something else. And then Inner Turmoil was a no dialogue piece for motion picture class. And that again had a story of this guy fighting against himself, the inner turmoil that we all have, fighting our darker side, so to speak. So it has an interesting twist at the end, which I always love. And then The Secret, I was fortunate enough to get a great cinematographer to do this one. The other ones I did everything. This one I got a great cinematographer, Adon Perez.
Oh yes, Adon, well known.
He did a great job on this. And even the professor told me, he's like, Raleigh, you're expecting a lot here, because it involved a lot of people. And not everybody has all the time. So we shot it in 8 weeks on Saturdays.
Wow. Wow.
And
80s,
so,
okay.
and that last day, I mean, it was a flat tire. It almost didn't happen. And I just, like I said, I learned so much from this. And the story itself is based on a true story that happened to me in 8th grade, and I turned it into high school, into a coming of age story.
Oh, that's good. That's good. Now
it was a lot of fun. I mean, I learned, like I said, learned so much on that, but then where I really learned was in the editing. And it's so nice to have a movie that I could experiment on.
Now the movies that you have directed, as we're going to go back, Haunted, and then The Carnation. Excuse my.
Oh no, Carnage Express.
Yeah, that was good.
Yeah, I'm glad you like it. But that was after I finished editing class. That was just an experiment. I mean, it was a fun experiment. It's in the very beginning stages. If you look at each part of it, it gradually gets to be more like the last one. It ends up being kind of like a painting. But no, my main ones are Haunted, Inner Turmoil, and The Secret.
Okay.
Yeah, those are the quote professional ones. Then there's some other stuff on Vimeo. Like I did one for school here for the lighting and art direction classes. A little video for that, and then there's some documentary stuff on there too.
Oh, okay.
I feel more comfortable with the fiction right now, but in the long run, that's really what I'm planning to do is documentaries.
Oh, alrighty. Now are you going to pull like a Mel Gibson, like in Braveheart, acting, directing, writing? Well, you already did.
Yeah, as a student, you kind of are forced into that to some degree. But, you know, in this business, to me, it's just, that's why I got into this, was because it's more practical than music. And because there's just so much media out there now, and there's just so many avenues. It's still very competitive, but there's just so many, it's just way more practical for actually finding work. So, I mean, I just being part of the creative process, no matter what job is entailed, would be fine with me. Holding the boom, doing the audio, and just being the, go get my copy. You know.
Hey, that's all.
Hey, you know, PA, AD.
That's what you need to do when you're a little tired and the director's tired. You need to go and get a cup of coffee. Yeah.
But I mean, any job on set, or you know, even TV studio behind the camera, not on camera like you do. And then The Secret was just godsend. They found this beautiful model that met through other friends, and she was supposed to be the main character's love interest, but his girlfriend didn't want her to be.
Oh, man.
So it worked out perfect, because then she became his love, and the chemistry was so much better there. And so it just came out great. And even some of the actors, it was just, I just gotta say, that they were natural, but it really showed me that I know how to bring out stuff. And it was mainly from taking acting classes myself, and just from my professor, and just my own research, my own little acting and local thing I did. You know, you get more experience you get, the more you realize how you can get that out of other people, and it worked out great. And then of course, Adon.
Oh yeah, can't say too much for that guy. Yeah.
He just got such great shots. There's even these really beautiful shots that we have. He's getting them to model, like, right? And I'm thinking, oh, he's just backing on the girls, trying to get. And then you could hear me in the background. What do you do? What do you think you are, fashion photographer? You know. But that was the nice thing about it too, is that it was just such good rapport, and I've got this sense of humor that sometimes you don't even realize he's joking.
Right.
You know
he's
that,
caught
right?
me. He's caught me a couple times. Oh yeah.
All right. Well, Kung Fu Painter is the next movie after The Secret, and a friend of my producer, among many hats that he has on, I've done on all 3 of the shorts that I've done already. We have a mutual friend who lives up in Santa Cruz that is a Wing Chun expert. And this guy is good. I mean, he is incredibly good. And so he's going to be the Kung Fu Painter. And the basic premise is that Kung Fu Painter, it's going to be a comedy, dramedy, and it's a spoof on many different Kung Fu movies and even TV shows like the original Kung Fu show.
Right.
So it basically starts off in the front of each show, because I'm thinking of, this will be the pilot for it, and then we would like to do a web series where he comes in, he fights corrupt contractors in each town he goes to, so he travels from town to town.
Right.
And so in the beginning he comes in, kind of like that desert scene, the original Kung Fu, and then you just see him coming in close up to his face, and you see him going off like a crane shot of him walking by. He's carrying all of his painting tools, like a bamboo stick, you know?
Right.
Barefoot, all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
He comes into town, and all of a sudden he hears all this commotion. These big old guys come out of this place, and a little old lady comes running out. What are you doing? You destroyed my house, you broke my walls, you destroyed I don't have any more electricity. And then this Orthodox Jew comes up, and he's comforting her because he knows her. And then Kung Fu Peter comes up, and the Orthodox Jew goes up to the side with him, tells him what's going on. He's like, oh, that's really bad. But then there's a lot of stuff with this master. But basically, one quick little other part of the twist to this is that he ends up fighting these guys. But in a previous town, he had beat up a guy so bad that he doesn't like to have to fight people. So his master told him about this poison that he can make off of this toad. And so the poison, so he asked the Orthodox Jew, there's no toads like that in this town. Do you happen to know anybody that can make this? And so he introduces him to the mad scientist. And so he uses stuff, poison that just knocks out people rather than killing them.